Hello traders, welcome to a new educational episode. Today I want to teach you how a sell position could have been executed to trade the price discount zone in this currency pair pound sterling against the US dollar. I'm going to do a class from scratch, step by step, with a lot of detail to teach you all the details that I had to consider in order to execute a sell within the 15-minute structure. So, the first step I took was to identify my major trend. In this case, my major trend corresponds to the H4 time frame, as we can see. So, what I had to understand was whether the major trend was bullish or was bearish. So, the first thing I identified was this high and this low that the price had made. I understand that all this movement in a bearish direction is the retracement of this major structure. Following that, what I saw is that from here, the price generates a new bullish movement, generating a break above this previous high. So, this high, technically, is called a break of structure. And that break of structure is what was indicating to me that the structure or the directionality in this temporality was bullish. What is my trading range or my working range now that the price has made a new bullish movement? My trading area was from this low to this high here. So, after I've identified my direction from this large time frame, the next thing I need to know are the points of interest, or technically the order blocks where the price can react once it makes its pullback. So, I'm going to cut the chart for a moment approximately around here. And we're going to work on this to reconstruct the analysis that allowed me to distinguish that there was an opportunity to sell. So up to there I see that the price is bullish. It has created a last impulse that breaks the structure. So, as I was saying, now I need to know the areas of interest that this impulse is leaving. Why do I need to look for areas of interest? Because the points of interest left by the impulse are useful to me to know how far the price is likely to retrace in the future in order to continue with a new bullish impulse to break this high that we have here. Don't worry if you don't understand all the information yet. I promise I'll do my best to ensure that you leave this class today having learned how to correctly interpret the major price structure, the minor price structure, price interest points, and price liquidity. So, I only ask that you like this class, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment on this video. Let me know what else you'd like me to cover in a future class. So, the points of interest in an impulse are usually the extreme that we have down here, or the decisional. The decisional point is usually closer to the zone of structural break. In this case, the decisional point is this one. I'll mark it. This is the decisional point. It is a demand zone. Let's mark it that way for now. So I know that if I am going to sell, finding a confirmation, a structural change in 15 minutes, I will sell until the nearest point of interest, which is the one that is most likely to generate a reversal in the structure. I will draw it for you so you can understand it a little better. I'll draw you the H4 impulse, okay? All this movement. This is the impulse of the H4 time frame formed by a low and formed by a high. This is my working zone, my trading range. So once I identify the impulse, when I go to a smaller time frame, in this case 15 minutes, within this movement, I will see more price structures that are developing inside, internally. So I'm going to see it this way. I am going to analyze the 15-minute time frame structure in the following way. Momentum. Pullback. Momentum. Pullback, momentum. And there will come a time when I will stop seeing the creation of higher highs. We will see this next in the real structure, but I want to give you this theoretical explanation first so that you can understand what all this is about. So, when I see that the price is no longer making higher highs and instead is breaking the low, the last low, I have a change of character. That change of character in the 15-minute temporality is the one that tells me that the pullback is starting, or the discount towards the 4-hour time frame interest zones. The first is the decisional, the second is the extreme. So once I understand this, what am I going to expect? I'm going to wait for a pullback, and I'm going to try to sell at a decisional point or at one of the extremes of the 15-minute time frame. Let me repeat. Don't worry. I'm going to show you this with a clear and real example on the chart. So, once we have that confirmation to sell, I'm going to enter the market and trade the entire discount. How far will I take advantage of this discount? Up to the decisional level, or up to the end of this impulse in the 4-hour time frame, once the price reaches that decision point. I'm going to see a reversal, or I'm going to see a change of structure. I'm going to see an internal choke. Once price makes this internal choke, what it is indicating to me is that it is going to start, or is initiating the next price impulse. The next price movement is expected to break this high. Once the price breaks that high, this is a breakout of structure. And how does my 4-hour time frame structure look like afterwards? In the following way, I'm going to look at it like this. Pullback, momentum. This whole structure is going to be the major structure, and all this is going to be the minor structure. So, from this idea, from this example, if you like this example, I want you to like this class and comment here below this video. From this example, we are going to build the real structure. We're going to go to a 15-minute time frame. Let's go to 15 minutes. Once we're in the 15-minute, I'm looking for a change of structure that will confirm that it's time to sell. It is very easy to identify it. I just have to pay attention to the price movements. So I want you to pay attention on this last structure. How it creates structure breaks. This is a BOS because the price is trading higher than this high that is here. It pulls back. It goes back to create a next impulse, resulting in a new boss. Then it pulls back and creates a new high again. This breakout is also a BOS. And the most important detail that you need to pay attention to, the price stopped making higher highs at this point. There is no higher peak here than this. What it did was a change of structure. The price breaks this low, breaks the low that creates a higher high. That break is called choke. Once the price makes that change of character, this becomes or transforms into liquidity taking. From here, I am already on alert, and I understand that I already have the confirmations to start the retracement of the 4-hour time frame. What I have to do now is to look for my point of interest, where I am going to enter into sales to trade this discount. So primarily, I'm going to look for a decisional, or I'm going to look for an extreme. You can see that there is no decisional, so I'm going to go to the extreme. As an extreme, I will mark the last bullish candle. This extreme is the order block, where I'm going to execute my entry. Okay, I need something else before I execute an entry. I need to see liquidity, either a high or two equal highs, in order to validate this order block that I have here. So I'm going to move the price forward. And I find, so it left me with two equal highs here. These two equal highs. It's liquidity. The liquidity I need to enable this selling zone. So, to recap, I understand that the 4-hour time frame structure is bullish. I understand that the 15-minute chart confirmed a sell signal. It also showed an extreme order block with inefficiency. This inefficiency is providing liquidity for sellers. People who are new, who are just starting out in the financial market. You may realize that this is an intermediate advanced class. So, I want you to let me know in the comments below if you would like me to create a more basic class for those people. So, once I have all the confirmations ready, what I'm going to do is enter a short position with a stop loss of 14 pips. 14 or 15 pips. And how far is my risk reward going to be? My risk reward I can look for until the first point of interest that can generate a reversal in the 4-hour time frame, which is the decisional point. So now let's see where that decision point is. I'm going to change the visibility so that this is not visible in hours. I'm going to switch to the 4-hour time frame. That point of interest is here. As we can see, if I go, for example, to the 1-hour time frame, maybe I can refine this decisional point or see it more clearly. This is something that I personally do. I go to the 1-hour time frame, and in 1 hour, I realize that the decisional point is this point that I have here. I understand that I can sell until this point of interest. First, because it is a decisional level. Second, because it has inefficiency. And third, because this point, before generating all the acceleration, as we can see, generating all that upward force and creating a new breakout. What it does before is it takes liquidity. So it suggests that it is a strong point. This is where I will stop selling and start looking to buy. To this point, I'm going to the 15-minute time frame. Being in 15 minutes, I understand then that I can sell. Up to here. Now, let's see how this position plays out. Let's see. The price triggers our trade. That's it. We start to see the first structural breaks. So next, this is the BOS. Now, all we have to do is wait for the price to reach the area that we are analyzing, which is up to this area. The development is good. It keeps generating bearish continuation breaks. And finally, our operation is completed. What happened is that it's done. It perfectly fits the discount we were trading. And why does that happen? It happens because the price has already reached the 1-hour interest point, which is this one here. So at this point, as I said before, I have to stop selling and focus on buying. The price arrives, and it starts to react in the demand zone. If we look at our 15-minute sell position, we can see that we have taken it out. A ratio of 1 to 9, almost a ratio of 1 to 10. Just understanding what the price was doing from a 15-minute time frame. I hope you found this information helpful. If so, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone else. Thanks.